our national parks. And I love the cover. The back is similar. And you can see it's kind of it's a friendly read. So, this is just a collection of stories from park rangers who have worked at some of the national parks. And it's a mix of fun stories, sad stories, scary stories, some very cultural stories, learning about the history, and something I definitely need to get through. I've been kind of jumping around depending on my mood as to the types of stories. I wonder if I can, I can't turn to a page and see a title, but let me read the different sections here. First we have animal encounters, then exploration and adventure, culture and history, search and rescue, fire, forces of nature, science and discovery, life-changing experiences. And those are all forest schools are play-based learning groups that keep the spirit of childlike wonder alive by encouraging appreciation, exploration, and connection with nature. And there's some more. It talks about survival skills, crafting with natural materials, outdoor activities, folklore and forest facts, and more. But you have to admit, this is a great coffee table cover. Just a book to have laying around. Makes it feel a little cozy, right? Oh, I'm sorry. It's hard to do these page turning things I haven't figured out. How exactly to best do that? Let's see. That's kind of nasty. Finding and filtering water. It's on page 46. And then we have orienteering skills. So lots of different things all related to nature. And look at the back. Alright, on to the last book, which, as you know, I can talk about this topic for hours, but this is Iron Empires, Robber Barons, Railroads, and the Making of Modern America. This book is won a Pulitzer Prize, which I've heard before, but I don't really know what that means. Is that like the Nobel Prize of books? Anyways, this is more of a history type book with some novelties in it. It smells like a library old book, but I'm not going to read this whole little excerpt on the back, but it's basically about the towns that sprung up around the first transcontinental railroad line that were filled with greed and gambling and all the stuff of the Wild West. And the towns only survived for a decade or two as the novelty of the transcontinental first line wore off and other lines were made around it. So a lot of bustling railroad towns went from nothing to a hotspot back to ghost towns within a couple decades. And this one talks about, it has history inlaid with novel stories of different characters and the hardships and everything that people of the time went through in these situations and scenarios. I haven't started this book yet, but I would like to. This grad school thing really makes me not want to read when I'm at home. I'm reading like 80 pages a week of academic papers, and that makes it really hard to want to read more at home. Not a bad thing though. But so these are the books. Let's see. Should we get a little thumbnail picture here at the end? We're gonna do these two books for it. How do we? Oh man, I'm really not in frame. These books are big. Okay, that should be good enough, right? I hope you enjoyed. Whether you're a book person or not, I'm not really, but I can appreciate books. I'll become a book person as I get older. Thanks for stopping by, and once I get that planned. So thanks for hanging out on the channel, and I hope to see you around.